Welcome to Running with Scissors, where you'll learn a few hair tips and tricks and hear heartfelt and comical stories from behind the chair. Hi, welcome. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Meagan. Lucky number 13.
Yay. I'm super pumped about this.
Yeah.
I did some weird Instagram test because, happens occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
And it did say that my lucky number was 13. So I feel like this could be a thing,
Even more reason on why you should move your schedule around so we can get Friday the 13th tattoos.
Oh, yes. Okay. I'll look at it. You might be able to convince me of this.
Yeah.
I do love a good Friday the 13th tattoo. Mm-hmm. And I have thought about getting the number 13 tattooed on me. So if it's my actual real lucky number, great.
Yeah. Are you going to get it in that letter font, number font?
Mm-hmm.
That is real popular right now. I don't even know what you call it. You know how people are getting
font is popular right
their
now?
birth year tattooed on them with have you not seen it?
No. I don't think so.
Well, anyways, that's what I'm picturing on your arm or
is
something.
Is it like pointy?
Yeah.
I don't know if I would.
Yeah.
I don't really follow trends of things.
I bet you probably would get it looking like it's bloody, like it's melting or something.
Oh, yes. You do
You're
know
welcome.
me well enough. Damn. All right. Cool. Friday the 13th. It's on. It's a date. Anyways.
Yeah. Hi, listeners.
Hello.
Also, random before we get into what we're going to dive into today, which will be interesting regardless.
Yeah, no matter what.
We're just winging it,
Yeah, 100%.
Anyways, ever since we talked about the celebrity trucks, that's what I'm going to call them now.
I honestly was like, what in the fuck are you talking about? Yes.
The
but I'm
Tesla
up
trucks.
Yeah, okay, I got there eventually.
Or whatever the hell they're called. I don't know, but I see them everywhere now. On my way here, I saw 3.
Yeah.
And one of them was purple.
They have a purple one? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I'm sure
not
that's
gonna
another
lie.
$100,000.
Oh, yeah. No, paint job, easily. So much more.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm not going to lie. The more I see them, the more I'm really like, ooh, they look real bad up close.
But now I just giggle. Every time I see one, I'm like, God, you're a douchebag.
Yeah, honestly, did you see that meme I sent you the other day about how or the video, how the other day, it was, somebody was saying how now you know who the stupidest person is in your town because they drive the celebrity or the cyber trucks.
Yes, cyber trucks.
Yes, because they weed themselves out for you because they all buy these cyber trucks.
Mm-hmm.
You'll know exactly who the stupidest person is in town. But honestly, there are
or if
alarming
they have balls hanging from the back of their truck.
Oh, that's another one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Sorry for any dude out there that has these balls hanging from her truck. It's ridiculous. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
And Jordan's going to take a picture with them.
Yeah, I usually put my hand underneath them.
Yep.
And somebody takes a picture. Because that's how ridiculous you look.
Yeah.
Is just how ridiculous I look with your dumb truck balls in my hand.
A lesbian cupping some ball sacks on the back of trucks in Oklahoma.
Yes.
Probably more in Texas.
I was going to say, I think this happened more along our drive to...
Yes, for sure.
Maybe in Nashville. Did it happen while we were in Nashville too?
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, no, it was definitely in San Antonio everywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways... Talk about the douchiest truck ever if we found a cyber truck with balls hanging from it.
Oh, now that's a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm. They need to put asshole on their forehead. Just tattoo it because it couldn't be more obvious.
Or since it's the Cybertruck and it's, futuristic and whatnot, maybe it's LED balls that dangle from the back, or something super techie,
Like strobe light balls on the back.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Either way,
we're getting deep in
Yeah,
some balls.
we are. Who gives a fuck about these balls and these
Right.
Cybertrucks? Okay, I used to care about these Cybertrucks, but honestly,
Well, now it just makes me giggle every time.
yeah, it's embarrassing that I used to like them.
It's okay. I get it.
I like them because they're different, but the closer you get to them, the more you're like, it's not smooth. Shit's dented everywhere. The fuck?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I am curious what the inside looks like. But,
yeah,
I mean,
same.
I'm never going to own one.
Right. No, yeah, but I definitely want to see the inside.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to go to that cars and coffee situation because I'm sure some douche has one there. And maybe they'll have balls hanging from
I need
it.
you to quit going,
so
because you're
sorry.
startling me.
I'm
and
so
I
sorry.
am like, what are you about to
Wow.
say?
We are on edge today.
I am. Maybe I need to take a deep breath.
Yeah,
Okay.
breathe through it because I don't mean to startle you.
Yeah.
Nothing is that
you're
alarming
gasping.
today. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I just keep
get
having
it.
amazing thoughts.
Yeah.
They're amazing to me anyways.
Sure.
Anyways, should we actually dive into
Yeah.
what this podcast is about today?
Yep.
So, why don't you want to start with your running with scissors, or do you want me to start with my running with scissors?
I mean, honestly, I don't really have a whole lot for running with scissors. The one thing that came to my mind, and I wasn't going to necessarily like get super into it, but then whenever I was waiting for you to get here, I was browsing social media, and Behind the Chair posted something, and I was like, okay, maybe I will bring it up. Maybe that's the universe telling me that like I should.
Okay.
So I think my running with scissors is just keeping up with the raise, like with how much our product cost is like going up and keeps rising, and like keeping up with that. And then I think we kind of touched on it today, like too, talking in the salon. So I'm like, maybe I should bring it up of, like, and raising our prices, but like also being mindful of our clients. And, like we're not just here for all the money. Like we're not trying to rob our clients, their pocketbooks, but like we also have to make a living, and our product cost is just like going up.
Right. It's crazy.
The quote that Behind the Chair had posted was along the lines of, thanks to all my clients who keep me in their budget during this economy.
Yeah. I mean, it's true though, because I mean, unfortunately the economy is crazy for everyone, but it's especially crazy when it's like literally crazy for our business and for our personal lives. It sucks because you really, and you feel how bad the economy is because it personally affects you. But then when it starts affecting business, like because our products are going up, and if we want to continue using good professional lines, we have to keep raising our prices to be able to accommodate them. And it is unfortunate because we hear a lot right now about how there are hairdressers out there charging way more than they're worth. And we don't ever want to become these people. And so when we have to continue raising our prices, it kind of feels yucky to us a little bit because of that, But
and not that we don't think that we're not worth it. Like 100% do believe that we're worth it. But we also, I don't know. I feel like it's how we pay our bills, but it's also more to us than that.
Yeah. Well, it's like deep.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Yeah.
It's yeah. Anyways, but I agree.
Yeah. So it's just hard to like keep up with that because I do feel like we just raised our prices, and I feel like,
well, like for example, today I just looked at one of our sales reps sent us or me the updated extension price sheet, and y'all, I want to tell you right now, those extensions have gone up almost 3 times this year. This year. Like, that's how fast our shit is going up. Like, just,
And we don't really get a heads up until you're going to order extensions and you're looking for the prices and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh.
And you're like,
shit.
oh, will you send me the updated price sheet because you can't find it? And you realize, and then this is what happened. I found the other price sheet as she was sending me the new one, and they're $20 off easily. I'm like, dang.
So we're about to go
into,
we're not far from another new year starting, and it's going to go up again.
Yeah. Well, hopefully with this election, something will change.
Well, there's that too.
Either way, we won't get into that.
So I just that.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So what's your running with scissors?
Oh man. Well, I don't know what the universe has going on, I swore I read something that Mercury was out of retrograde last week. So why is it feeling still a little nuts? Don't quite know. Yep. But, on top of the fact that every day the past 2 or 3 weeks, we've had something going on. But, was it last week this incident at work happened?
Last Thursday.
It's been a week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so last Thursday, I'm my nose is running. I got to go to the bathroom to get Kleenex, so I naturally go in there. And I call my mom back because my mom had called me while I was applying my first client's color. And so I'm on, she's processing. I'm going to go blow my nose and call my mom because I sound like a 90-year-old woman. Anyways. So I go into the bathroom and I'm not really paying attention because I'm talking on the phone, and I just grab some tissue and I turn around and this lady is profusely bleeding. And I don't know where she's bleeding from yet. But I just see blood, and I just literally go into I guess mom mode or something. And I tell my mom I gotta go. I mean, she heard me say,
oh my gosh, are you okay?
Yes. Oh my gosh, are you okay? And then I say, Mom, I gotta go. And I hang up. And this lady's yeah, I'm fine. And she's not fine. This is not fine. This was not a fine situation. Because as I'm realizing what's going on there, I see a pool of blood on the floor. Now I'm realizing I damn near stepped in this giant pool of blood on the floor. I see she's trying to clean up the counter because there was blood all over the counter. She's got blood all over herself. It's all over her face. She's using her cardigan to stop the bleeding, and her cardigan is now covered in blood. And it's just all coming to. I literally walked past this woman. It's kind of weird to think about. I walked past this woman, didn't even dawn on me until it's just crazy to think about how much we miss if we're on the phone or we're looking at our phone or anyways. So I immediately am are you okay? And she's yeah, I'm totally fine. And I'm are you sure? What happened? And she was well, I had fallen. I missed a step out front and I had fallen and hit my head. And I was okay, yeah, for sure. I see this. And she shows me her head and it's a gaping wound. It definitely was a thing. So then I run into I think I just panicked. I really think I kind of panicked.
Well, so then my perspective is so Jordan's saying so she ran. She did. So I'm shampooing my client and I'm, our windows are right there. And so I just see Jordan kind of speed walking by and you can just see this panic on her face. And she comes in and she's I need towels. There's a woman bleeding in the bathroom. And she just, you're flustered and just kind of I don't know, you're just in whatever mode. Yeah. And so she grabs towels and she goes back, and I was rinsing, I was done with my client. So I was I'm going to have you go back in my chair and then I'm going to go check on whatever's happening. Plus Jordan didn't grab gloves, and
Just, for sanitary
Here comes Jordan and Meagan of like, can we put some gloves on, please, if you're going to be touching a bloody woman? Like, thank you,
Right. Well, it was crazy because I ran because this woman had lost so much blood that I just wasn't even sure what was going to happen.
And I will say that when I went into the bathroom, well, one, there was like a couple of drops of blood leading up to the bathroom. And I was like, oh my gosh, like already and anyways, when I opened the door, there was blood everywhere.
Yeah.
And this poor woman, you could tell, and she just got her hair done, bless her heart.
Oh yeah, she did.
So like on this side where she hit her head, it's all bloody. There's blood all in it, so like her pretty hair that was just done is now, messed up. Yeah. But Jordan kept saying this too, like there was so much blood that you could smell blood in the bathroom. Like you could it was intense.
It was wild. Like I've never in my life, like I know, I don't know that I would, I obviously knew it was blood that I was smelling, but like.
I wouldn't have thought that either until you started saying it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. Like,
yeah, but like I walked into that bathroom and like, it really did. It just, the whole bathroom smelled like blood. That's how much blood was in there. And now like, I'll never not know that smell. Right. It was so, honestly, it was gross to think about. But now, it wasn't gross then. Right. Like, I don't know what happened to me, but I went and I cleaned all that blood up because we couldn't find our building manager. She has other jobs, right? Within the building.
So she was running an errand. Yeah.
She was running an errand for the building. And so, I ended up cleaning up the bathroom. Well, and then as well as another esthetician ended up walking in at some point to the bathroom. Yeah. And just like didn't have anything going on. So she started helping me. And anyways, that was just wild. Oh, and so then she tells me, and this is something, I don't know if I just like blacked out while all this was going on too. I don't know. But I swore that she called her husband while I was in the bathroom and he said he was going to come get her. So I had initially asked her, like, do you think, should we call the ambulance? Because I feel like you've lost enough blood that we should probably call the ambulance.
Well, and you hit your head.
And you hit your head. Yeah. Like, you fell, lady. Mm-hmm. And like, at one point, she kind of stumbled a little. So I brought a bench from outside into the bathroom so like people didn't see, because she was covered in blood. Mm-hmm. So like, I was like, I would be embarrassed if it were me and I was just sitting in the hallway covered in blood. Yeah. So I just put it in the bathroom. But anyway, so she tells me that her husband's going to come get her. And so at one point, once we kind of, I've gotten her some water, she's gotten her the blood to stop, her face to stop bleeding. I'm like, do you want me to walk you up front to, wait on your husband? Because I didn't know what her husband looked like. I don't know if he knows where to even go or what's going on. So I was just like, maybe if we're up front sitting on a bench, or if she could like see him, I don't know. So I just thought, well, let's just go up front. Well, she's like, well, I kind of want to go to my car because I want to see, because I went out to my car and I want to see how much blood is in my car. And I'm like, okay. So I kind of walk her out the front door a little bit. But she's like, I'm fine. And she starts walking to her car. I kind of watched her for a second. And then I go back to the bathroom to help finish cleaning up. And we figure out who the hairdresser is in the meantime of all this, like who she's a client of. And so she goes up front to talk to her and like find her and make sure she's okay while we're in the back cleaning. And she goes up to the front and the lady's gone. Like her car's gone. There's a pool of blood in an empty parking spot. And she calls her client and she's like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And she's like, well, I'm just so embarrassed and I'm going to my PCP and, anyways, but straight up left. I was like, no way. This lady was not okay.
No.
Like,
she lost so much blood.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
But fun fact, everyone, and this is why I was very much like, we can't leave her, because I pass out at the sight of my own blood so quickly. But I can handle anyone else's, which is so wild. And I did find out there's a whole diagnosis to it.
Oh, there is?
Yes. Remember, my client was telling me afterwards, she's like, oh, yeah, that's a thing. Like, that's a real thing. And I looked it up. I don't remember what it's called either. But that's me. Like, I can literally see. And I mean, there was pools of blood in this bathroom. And totally fine. Just clean it up just fine. But I knew, like, if it were me that had the pool of blood everywhere, honestly, I wouldn't have even made it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even made it past the place that I had fallen, probably. Like, I would have just laid there, passed out. But
and like,
anyways.
I'm sitting here thinking, like, could it come back on us if she we tried to help her, but then she chooses to drive? Like, what if she did pass out and, like, injure somebody else?
Well, the interesting part is Chelsea said, did you have to make a police report? Because it was on property. And I was like, well, no. Like, I mean, and eventually somebody got a hold of Stella. So I feel like she would have told us if we needed to do something. But no, I mean, luckily we have video footage. So if anything goes awry, but no, I don't think so. I would hope that it wouldn't come back on us, because we had no idea she was leaving. It wasn't like we were letting her leave.
Right.
She just wanted to make sure her car was okay, because she was saying she had like white.
Well, I don't think that she's like going to do anything.
Like, no, I don't think she is either.
I don't think that she would have wanted the police to come anyways, because I felt like when I asked if I needed to call 911, she was very like, no.
Yeah, she was. I mean, she was very adamant. Like, which made us think interesting things. Yeah. Anyways.
Yep. So, that was a wild morning.
Yeah, it was. But I'm just like, that felt crazy. And now I can't even go back into that bathroom without being worried about smelling blood again. Yeah. Oh, God. Sorry if that's triggering anybody, because my goodness. Anyways, what about yours?
Well, I already kind of talked about my running with scissors. Are we going to talk about any funny stories or our would you rather?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I do have kind of like a funny story about my kids that kind of put some things into perspective for me. So, you know how we like to show the girls like 90s movies.
Yeah.
So we watched a new one the other day, and it was It Takes Two. Did you ever watch that with the Olsen twins?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're watching it, and the like scene comes on where they're like the limos are like driving or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Tegan, and like we're just watching movie like normal as if they know, whatever. And Tegan's like, those are some really long cars. And I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, like you have no idea what limos are.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like you don't really see them around as much anymore. Like I feel like when we were kids, you would see them around, often.
Yeah.
And so it was just
really
like,
long cars.
Wow. Like our kids don't even know what limos are.
No, yeah. Well, okay. So on that, Eve said something really funny, and I meant to tell you this today at some point, but Eve was sick yesterday. Yes. Well, she's still not doing well, but she kept saying, how did she word it? She said, if it wasn't because of my ill, I would be able to do la da da da. I don't remember what it was. And I was like, you're ill? You're ill? What do you mean you're ill? And she's like, yeah, like my ill. Like I can't go outside and jump on the trampoline because of my ill. And I'm like, because of your sickness? And she was like, yeah, my sickness, my illness. And I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? You're ill.
I love it though.
She's a mess. Anyways.
It's funny to see how their brains like process things.
And I mean, she's not wrong, right? Like,
because it is an illness.
Yeah, but she just never said illness.
Right. My ill. I love it. I'm going to start saying that. Yeah.
And long cars.
Right. Those are some long cars. That Tesla truck is a fucking long car.
Yeah, it is. It's something. Okay, anyways, are we ready to do the would you rather?
Yes.
Okay, so would you rather have really hairy feet or really hairy hands? I don't know why I said it like that, but.
One, neither.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
I'll play the damn game.
Thanks, yeah.
And my feet, because I can cover my feet easier than covering my hands.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to go with that too, but either way, Felicia's getting a phone call because she's waxing them bitches no matter what.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, I'm going to go with the really hairy feet because absolutely, I'll just wear some socks and shoes, you know?
And I think looking at what our followers chose, majority of them, I don't know anybody said hands.
Yeah, I don't think anybody did either.
Yeah.
Because that would be weird. Why would you want...
I mean, think about when you're eating at a restaurant or like you go to greet somebody and shake their hands. Like, I'm sorry, but if somebody like went to like shake my hand and it was hairy AF, like, no, thank you.
No, thank you. I would immediately
and on top of like,
be
if you don't have good personal hygiene.
Well, yeah.
And like, do you have this hairiness because you don't have personal hygiene or is this an illness?
We are diving way too deep into this really hairy hand problem.
This is my problem.
Well, you know, some dudes do have hairy hands, I think.
Yeah.
Like, are we like mentally thinking like ape hairy, like gorilla hairy? Is that what we're thinking? Because that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Right. Yeah. No, like I'm thinking excessive. Yeah. Like not normal hair growth.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm with
you.
And
how random just on like the one body part.
I know. Like, I mean, I still wouldn't want hair anywhere like that, but like,
yeah, I don't like
you couldn't have evened out some hair anywhere, you know, like made something else hairy too.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. It's got to be like an illness.
Yeah.
It's something that you cannot control.
It's an ill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. Something is wrong. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That makes me think of the Umbrella Academy that you don't watch.
I don't.
Which is a shame.
What's it about?
Shout out to my nerds out there. What?
I feel like a lot of people talk about it.
Oh, it's so good. It's based off of a comic book. And truthfully, you probably just really shouldn't ask me what it's about because it's a whole thing. Like, it's basically about these siblings that they're all numbered and they have powers and they have a weird dad.
Different
shit's weird.
Powers
yeah,
or
shit's
the
weird.
same power?
No, different. Yeah, they're all different. One of them, like he looks like a normal person if he has, so this is what I was thinking of. He looks like a normal person, like a really, really buff person. Mm-hmm. If he has all clothes on, if he has like long sleeves, I mean, if he's fully covered. But when you take him off, he's got like a gorilla or ape body. Like it's hairy. Everything is super hairy and beefy, bigger than like a normal dude would be.
Mm-hmm. Like a werewolf.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. This show is just really interesting, but it's super good.
Okay.
Anyways.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, I doubt you'll ever watch this.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any other stories or anything?
I don't know. Should we tell them about the car accident at the salon today?
Oh, you can. I mean, just to top it off with something else crazy.
Yeah. So this just feels like a loaded story now, you know? But so my mom. Okay, so should I say about my first client first or say about my mom first? How should I tell this story?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you could just say what happens and we go from there. I don't know. Okay.
So my second client of the day is a 16-year-old boy who was had like a break in his day to do some like Francis Tuttle stuff in the afternoon. He does like a half day sitch. Anyway, so he comes in for a haircut. He leaves, but he's telling us about how he's got this white SUV. He has no idea what kind of SUV, which is hysterical to me, and I don't understand.
Well, you know, I'm like, hey, did you finally get your license? Like, he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, like, are you sharing a car? Because there's 3 of the siblings that are very close in age.
Ridiculously close in age.
You know, like, it's just a lot to buy cars for 3 16-year-olds around the same time. Anyways. And I'm like, are you sharing a car or did you finally get a car too? And he's like, I got a car. And yeah, he's like, it's a white SUV. He doesn't know anything else about it.
Yeah, I was like, well, what kind is it? And he was like, well, I don't know. And I was like, oh my God, you have no idea. I feel like kids nowadays are so different than we were. Yeah. I was like,
we had like dream cars at 16.
Yes, we did not have dream cars at 16.
No. Like we
Did you have a dream car at 16?
Hell no.
I was like, my car at 6. Oh,
I'm talking about like we would, you know, like we knew about cars
because we at 16.
Right, because we would dream of a nicer, like we had dream cars. You know what I mean?
Yes, we did. We definitely dreamed about nicer cars. Yes. Bridget, on the other hand, had her dream car. So excuse me while the rest of us peasants over here.
Right.
Yeah, no, hoop-dee for sure.
Right. Which good, because like I wrecked that shit as much as I could.
Yeah, well, that kind of just followed you through life until this car, didn't it? Though? Did. Yep. Yeah, okay. Because I believe this car has been the least crashed one.
You better knock on some wood.
Knocking for you.
Anywho, back on track. So this 16-year-old boy, he leaves.
My mom comes in, who's not my next client, but she was getting her lashes done. She was coming in to check because that's what my mom does. And
she probably is hanging out for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, she was probably in there for, I would say 30 minutes. And then, you know, interestingly enough, my littlest sister, it was my next client who, you know, so it was just a whole family affair in there.
Yeah, and so we're just like chatting, and then your mom decides to leave.
Yeah, and like 10 minutes goes by, and then she comes back in. She's like, somebody hit my car, and shows us the picture. And like, it's a white car. And the first thing Meagan says...
Well, we don't know that it was a white car based on the paint that was damaged on her mom's car. We're like, it's white paint. It must have been a white car.
Right. Excuse me. Yes. Correct.
And then this person was so kind to leave a note.
Yes.
That they had hit the car. Yes. Here's their number.
It was so sweet. Yes. It was ridiculously sweet because, like, not many people do that. And so, like, shout out.
Yeah.
Anyways, so then we find out, wait, what's the next part? Is it his mom that texts us?
Yeah.
Okay, so my 16-year-old's mom texts us, Meagan and I, because one of her kids and the mom go to Meagan to get their hair done. So knows us both well. So she texts us and says, so-and-so my son got into a car accident in the parking lot and hit a car in the parking lot. And
it's just kind of like panicking.
And worried about what's going to happen. And then, like, it just all starts coming together. And, like, the number that was left was a strange number. Like, he left a note on my mom's car saying, like, you know, here's my number, la-da-da. Anyways, and so we're, like, looking all this up. Sure enough, they have the same area code. And his mom... And this number on the piece of paper, my client's mom. Anyways, it ends up being that
little 16-year-old beginner driver backed into Jordan's mom's car.
Nugget, and had no idea.
But like, what are the odds your client and your mom?
Right. I literally was like, there's so many cars out there. What are the freaking chances?
Right.
And there's such a sweet family. Like, I almost felt bad for them. I was like, oh, dang, okay. Only because, like, I don't know, you never want to deal with all that, right?
Right.
But my mom knows this well. I mean, she technically has raised 4 kids, and all 4 of us have had car accidents. Right. So, like, she's dealt with this and knows how this goes. And so she was completely understanding.
Sure.
Anyways. Yeah. But that was wild. Like I said, the universe is just doing weird shit. And I am telling you, somewhere on the social media, so it has to be true.
Definitely.
Said that Mercury was out of retrograde already.
I feel like I read that too. So it really has to be true.
Yeah.
Well, so we thought.
Right. But what the fuck?
Right.
The fuck is happening? Yes.
Well, anyways. So,
there was that today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then there was a school shooting in Georgia.
What?
Yes.
I
think it was Georgia. I don't know. I didn't.
When was there a school shooting?
Yesterday or the day before. I don't know. Anyways.
Fuck.
So.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Shit's scary.
It is.
Anyway.
Well, I do have an update because I feel like last time we talked about that our next product we talk about is going to be the newest one, which is Big Hit, which is the volume one.
Yes.
And I can confirm that it did replace the 3D volume shampoo and conditioner.
Okay.
So next episode, we will be talking about Big Hit.
Perfect.
So what was our catchy phrase we said?
So, well, it's never going to be said as well as how Bridget said it earlier, but something along the lines of bring your baseball bats and your mitts because you're about to catch that big hit. Home run, she says.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, that's the most lesbian catchphrase we got.
Mm-hmm. As we started our conversation with balls.
Yes, with balls.
Yep, all the balls.
Anyways.
All
we
right.
respect balls, okay?
We do.
Just not our thing. Anyways.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening to episode number 13.
Yes, lucky number 13. You'll find out if I end up. All these clients that listen and that know they have an appointment on the 13th, they're going to be like, this bitch moved me just to get a Friday the 13th tattoo.
I mean, they shouldn't be surprised.
No, none of them would be.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's okay.
Yeah, everything's fine.
All right. Well, thanks for listening.
Yes.
We'll see you with that big hit.
Woohoo! Bye.
Bye. Thank you for joining. If you like our podcast, leave a review on whatever platform you're listening on. If you're a client, you'll get 20% off your next appointment if you do leave a review. Don't forget to follow on Instagram at Running with Scissors OKC. This podcast is brought to you by Possibilities Podcast Platform.